Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Ladies of Sosa podcast. My name is Sarah.
And my name is Christine.
Go ahead and pop the episode.
Oh my God. You just, okay. No build up, no
Nothing,
anything.
girl,
How are you, Sarah? I see
good.
we're sitting in a new setup. How do you feel about it?
I feel amazing, y'all. So our producer, Spider, shout out to Spider, got some new gadgets. And this lighting was hitting. And I was like, our melanin need to come back a little bit. Because
yeah,
we was kind of
looks
bleeding.
good.
We were bleeding into the couch sometimes.
And I feel like it was just making us too casual.
Yeah. So, and, so we just try to switch it up a little bit. Let us know how you guys feel about it. But without further ado, we're going to introduce the topic in our panel. And,
so in today's episode, first of all, we just got back from Morocco. So I don't know why I feel like it's been a long time since we shot. I feel rusty.
Yeah, let's pull it back a little bit.
Okay,
We're so like
nervous,
anxious. Like we don't do this.
Okay.
So okay.
How was Morocco, by the way? Y'all ain't, because they've been waiting on y'all. It's been a week.
Oh my gosh, the best trip of my life. I don't know about you, sis.
You guys never
I had a great time. I wish it wasn't so quick.
Yeah, you guys never answered my question. What's the female version of passport, bro?
Oh my God.
Passport girls.
Actually, what are you trying to say? What are you trying to say?
You trying to say
question.
I mean, the timing of the question is
you trying to say we were going to
Healing
find an Arab man?
season? No, that's what
It was girls trip. It was one of our best
I didn't
friends'
say that.
birthday. It was
That's what they
amazing.
call it.
The healing season.
I know you're not talking. You just got back from Colombia, and we already
I don't
know.
And you were there for a month.
Exactly.
That was like 2023. It's 2024 now.
That was a few months ago.
Were you receiving some product?
Wait, what type of product are you talking about?
I don't know, man. Look, I ain't a snitch. I'm just asking.
Oh, nah. I thought you talking about like shoes. Jalapia season in Morocco, yeah.
God bless.
Yeah.
It was great. We went to the what did we do? That was like our favorite part. My favorite part was the desert. We went to the desert.
Camel riding.
Yeah, they
camel
had like
riding.
a show. We did ATVs, camel riding.
We did. We had dinner in the desert. Had shisha in the desert.
A
had
live
wine.
show.
There's something about being tipsy in a different country. It's like it just feels really good.
What else did we do?
That's
Oh, we did the
crazy.
hammam bath, which is like a traditional Moroccan bath, and it was like a sauna, and they scrub you down, honey.
Yes.
Whoa, what?
Yes.
Talk about that.
They do. Like they take you in this room. It's like this big granite slab.
You choose who scrubs you?
No,
You gotta
it's
select
whoever
it?
they have.
What do you
That's so
mean?
man.
And they like scrub
What do you
all
mean
the
by
dead
scrubbing
skin off
you
your
down,
body.
though?
Like
Like
they
your whole
have
body?
to.
Yes.
Yeah, everything.
That's
You
a
wear
lot.
like
Go
little
there.
underwear, but
I got no
TMI.
choice. A man gonna scrub
Well,
me down.
no, you're naked.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah,
I mean, how you gonna take
and
a
they
shower?
just wash
have to
you.
get
They wash you
naked.
like a baby.
Yeah.
I'm not having no Arab
And
man.
all
just
of
come
them.
around.
For real,
man.
It's like,
I ain't
A
trying to have
woman,
no
well,
man
obviously for
groom
us,
you
a
like that,
woman
man.
did it, but
Yeah.
it was very relaxing
It
with the Moroccan mint tea. That
Yeah.
was a big hit for us.
I'm sorry, Muhammad. You can't touch me, dog.
Oh, no. And it's called hammam, right?
Yeah.
Like that means like bath, like in Arabic.
Wait, so y'all let Arab people beat you?
They were not beating us.
Okay.
It's like a bath. It's like you
Also,
get bait.
Moroccans are not Arab.
So men do this too?
Because they
I
are.
mean, I'm
They
sure
will
it's a
take
tourist
it.
thing.
They're not Arab. They're,
I know you're gonna give a history lesson.
yeah.
So what
But I
on
do
a
have one complaint because we got our henna did, and I asked her specifically. I said, "Is this the
They're
black?"
Berbers.
I said,
They
"Is
call
this the
themselves
black
Berbers.
henna?" She was like, "Yeah, girl. It was the red one, even though they put it on black." Girl, we could not see that tattoo later on that night on me, Janet, all of us.
You gotta be careful not to get finessed in Morocco. Let's just say that, because
That's every country.
Yeah.
I mean,
You pull out American
tourists.
passport, you getting
Yes.
yeah,
You're-
like it's,
you're a
yeah,
tourist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was
So
not
what-
happy about that.
So what on a
Yeah.
scale of 1 to 10?
finessed.
No,
Talk about it.
It was.
Oh,
not-
we got finessed multiple times. Our taxi
Oh,
rides were
the
supposed to be
tuk-tuks.
You're supposed
yeah.
to be henna. You're supposed to
We
be
were giving them
talking
$100 a tuk-tuk ride.
Oh, they say when you
Yeah.
travel, you have,
$100.
Yo,
Yeah.
when you
the-
travel,
story.
The Moroccan.
they say you should
Yeah,
take
the
an
Moroccan
Uber. You should
dirham.
always
They
take
got
an
Uber?
Uber.
They don't have Uber.
And the Ubers, that's
have
when we
Uber?
knew we were getting finesse because it'd be like 30 dirhams, but we were giving our tuk-tuk drivers with like the little motorcycles like 100.
Them
y'all
niggas was like,
brave.
yeah.
They was making good money off of us.
One of my
So y'all can
friends, one of my friends got henna, and like we went to Nobu in Morocco, and like one of the hostess was like, how much did you pay for the henna?
You
had a
got
good time.
Nobu in Morocco.
No, she told her how much she paid for the henna. She was like, that's my
Like,
whole
like-
entire salary.
Which is like $60 US dollars.
Wait, what do you mean your whole salary for the month or for
Yeah,
the year?
for the
Okay,
month.
it's-
And
yeah.
she works
Oh,
Nobu.
my bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She works at Nobu, so most of them are making way less than that.
So she was like, you should not have paid that much. For
But
it.
yeah,
but in the grand scheme of things, for us, it's
in
like
Morocco or no?
that's $10. Like to them, that's $100. But for me, it's like, all right, I'm not gonna, like,
yeah.
It's the
Yeah.
principle though.
yeah, it's like
It's the principle.
Yeah, getting
That's how-
scammed like on the real, like I'll
principle
slap you over $5. Like you don't
Yeah.
that's
scam
crazy.
me.
I can't.
Okay, so in today's episode, the topic is going to be how South Sudanese are viewed within the African diaspora. and whether or not we feel like we are respected as a nation and where we kind of rank right now as far as the leading countries that everyone knows worldwide in Africa. So I was speaking to Sarah the other day, and we were just talking about our South Sudanese, or were we kind of like the outcasts of Africa, because even though we're in East Africa, we're not really involved in those conversations. Whenever people think East Africa, most of the time they're thinking Kenya, Uganda, Ethiopia, Eritrea, Somalia. And that's actually one of our clips that kind of did its rounds on TikTok. So when you think of the big three, I guess, I don't really know who number 3 is, but I know for sure right now Nigeria and South Africa are leading Africa in a big way.
With music, like afrobeats, amapiano, and then when people go to Africa, usually they go to Ghana, Nigeria,
Daddy December, and all of that.
Yeah, which is great. Like
Ghana would be number 3 right now. Then.
Yeah. So let's introduce our panel so we can get the discussion going. We have new cameras, so let us know how you like the camera quality, because we are loving it. Yeah. New lighting and everything. Let us know if you like this, if you feel like it's off, like what you feel like we need to do to adjust it. And I will let Tarek introduce himself.
His natural hair. Y'all drop it out.
Oh no, this not natural. There's a few extensions.
You put in okay.
3 millimeters.
Extension. Wow.
That is definitely Cap Killmonger. Come on.
I've never lied in my life.
Ladies, did you? I would never look at you and think like those are.
Let me tell you something. A lot of people are wearing extension. I thought about it. I was like, if y'all see me with some long dreads, don't say nothing. Just
that shit is weird. When I
let me be.
Nigga, you putting other
men
people
are getting
hair
weaves now.
Or like,
yo, we getting a whole lace front. This is how we do. Cause I'm about to get a lace front beard. Don't say nothing when you see me.
The beard is taking it too far. Okay.
Look, I love a lace front beard.
A lace front beard.
Whatever it takes.
I feel like for a beard,
the maintenance.
It's like makeup for a woman. It's like
no.
It is. It totally changes the structure.
You ain't got no beard, so you can't.
Like, wait, here's the thing. Look, I've seen the lace. I've been looking at the lace front beard. You know it.
Not you been shopping.
You a big dude and you got a beard, nigga. That combination is over.
You be on some other level.
It's different levels. Like women are just like, that's my bear right
there.
It
helps a lot.
So why are you looking at these?
Don't worry about when I was looking at this shit, bro.
How do you feel about this? Because you have a natural beard.
I always say you don't choose to have a beard; it chooses you.
What the fuck?
Okay.
Where did this
that's a way to look at it.
I've heard of that.
Let's bring it back.
Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Willie Lokiru,
the beard master.
The beard came to you.
Yeah.
How you guys doing? My name is Wilson. On social media, I go by Coach a Coke. Basically, what I do, I just help people with their finances. You know, I give some guidance, and I also empower people because a lot of people, they don't have that.
I love that. How did you hear about the podcast?
Be honest with you, I was just on TikTok one day. I was just chilling like a normal day, and then like out of nowhere, I just see him, and then he.
Oh, you know him.
I just see him, and then I just started laughing. Like I'm like, hold on, bro, like. This man, like, low-key make me laugh, man. Yeah. Like, so then I just watched a couple more videos. I'm like, let me see how I can, see if I can tap in. So then, so then I started going around to my uncles and my aunties, and then they're like, yeah, we know them. We can get you in contact. So then that's when I got in contact.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
I love that. We're so happy to have you. Thank you for taking the time out your Saturday morning to join us.
Like finances. If it's not finances, I help people navigate their lives because some people don't know how to operate their own life. Some people, you can tell, all they do is wake up, go downstairs, play the video game, eat, go to sleep, and just repeat. And that is not the way you should be operating. I'm not saying you can't be playing video games, but it's like, hey, man, like sometimes like, you're getting older, man. Like, go handle your business. Yeah, like.
Do you think there's like an epidemic of that, especially with Gen Z?
In this generation, I definitely believe so. I definitely do want to work within the Sudanese community a lot, but that's not my only target market. It's more of everywhere in the world. I plan on to be a big figure in the world, and I know that takes time, and I'm still young, but that's practically what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get my voice out there and talk to a lot of people who have problems, you know, that they can't fix, and they think they don't have nobody, but they really do. It's as simple as just reaching out, text somebody. They're going to pick up, you know, unless they go Hollywood on you. Like, you know.
Yeah. How old are you?
I was just going to ask.
Yeah, I'm only 22.
I love that.
Oh my gosh, you're getting more of the younger generation.
Thank you for being here, because we do want to represent a little bit of the younger. Yeah. Like, we right there above y'all, not too far.
Yeah, we're like...
We act like we're so old sometimes.
Like, I got humbled the other day when I did a stand-up routine. Shawty I messaged her, DM'd her. She said, "Thank you, Unc," and I was hurt.
I'm screaming.
Oh yeah, you told me.
You slide on somebody's
That is
DM
worse than
and they hit you back with an Unc.
She was like,
That's
"Thank you,
worse
Unc."
than
And
being.
I was hurt, and it got in my head.
That's worse than
Gotta
friend
talk to her
zone.
Yeah,
again.
that's worse than a friend zone.
I was like, why you call
when
me
you
Unc?
Unc me, yeah, your
She said you
family's
got a civil
on me.
rights.
You probably just
Oh
gotta
my
take that L,
God.
man.
Sorry that happened to you.
Uncle Emmanuel.
Hey, nah, I
Sorry,
appreciate
that
you.
happened to
Like, just keep speaking your dreams into fruition. That shit gonna work out.
I love
keep
that.
grinding like that, cause like being at 22, you know what I was doing at 22?
Yeah, you
Oh,
partying, right?
There's definitely giving Unc. But go ahead and introduce yourself.
See, you know what? You know what, Auntie?
Even the outfit and the beat and the
This is not Uncle Auntie contest.
Uncle starter pack. Go ahead.
We
You
gotta
going
see the
golfing?
shoes
You
to
going
complete
golfing
the
after
look.
this?
What shoes you got on?
He's about to go golfing after this.
When the fuck did y'all become
That's
like
that rich
comedians?
uncle. That's that rich
You
uncle
rubbing off
starter
on us.
pack
You
right
rubbing
there.
off on us.
Emmanuel, are you wearing sandals?
He said when I was 22, I was.
I wear Air Force One, nigga.
Nah, it's either the sandals or the lemon steppers.
Yeah. Or the cowboy boots.
Literally.
That's that rich
Steel
uncle with a
toes.
Volvo outside.
You know what?
Go ahead, Emmanuel. We're sorry.
Yeah, no,
Uncle.
Emmanuel ain't going. You already know me, man. This has been a while. You know what I'm saying? All the people that know that I'm off of social media, I'm still gonna be off for another month and a half. So
Taking
whatever.
a break?
I'm still taking a break. Yeah,
Yeah, you better
'cause,
come back to TikTok. It's about to get banned in a couple of weeks. So.
I mean, I'm good on this.
Yeah.
Look, even if TikTok gets banned, I'm gonna be straight because the main thing I'm doing right now, I can't wait to show people what I've been working on.
We can't wait to see.
Are you guys worried about TikTok getting banned?
No,
No,
This is our biggest platform. It's gonna definitely be a
Isn't
setback,
that where you
but
guys have the most audience?
for sure.
but
like
it's not.
where-
It's not gonna get banned though. It's not gonna get.
It's
banned.
like, I mean,
you know what? I
we
would
just
say
started TikTok. Like that was like our last like social media platform that we
Yeah, but
started.
it's
So
the
I'm
biggest.
not as connected, but it is our biggest. It's like grew the fastest.
And we don't really understand it as much as the other ones.
right. So it's
but-
kind of like
I'm like,
Which is
yeah.
crazy because we have the biggest following.
it's weird. It's crazy because we just post on there and then it just goes up.
Well, you got to
Like-
think about it. Y'all doing stuff that, like, because I've been doing TikTok for a long time, and y'all do stuff that, like, makes sense for what it is because you have consistently the same kind of content. You have aesthetically pleasing people on there, right? Because, you know, we look good. But,
Period.
like, also the topics that you talk about are stuff that gets people riled up and going. So it's just going to always go. TikTok is probably my favorite, platform because it gets the news out there and it is such an efficient way. It's like what old YouTube and all these other platforms used to be. Now it's kind of the algorithm got fucked up. But TikTok, we'll see.
I got a
Hopefully-
TikTok for
hopefully
my
the government can
dog, so
shut
I'm
the fuck
gonna
up and
plug
stop.
that in.
You know what I've noticed? And maybe we'll cut this out because I don't want to talk too much. But like, I think we're on Shannon Sharp's algorithm
Wow.
because every time we talk about topics, Shannon Sharp talks about like
Nah, he copying.
Watching?
like
The Godfrey interview. I
Not
said,
not that he's watching, but I think we're in his algorithm. So whoever his team is probably seeing like, oh, this is a trending topic, and then. I swear,
But
because didn't we talk about African Americans and Africans,
not
and they
liking
literally
each other.
did that same exact
Oh.
episode recently.
But you got to remember, Godfrey is literally in our demographic of people. Like Godfrey, his comedy and even the way that he speaks is generally gonna ride with us in general. That's why I fuck with Godfrey. If we can get Godfrey on the podcast in the future, we will.
And and then we talked about what was it? There was something else that we talked about that like whenever we went viral about the African American, are we African American or South Sudanese American, whatever. And then even your video when you were talking about understanding the African American experience, like when that started doing numbers, like Shannon Sharp's video came into our algorithm. So I watched that and it was like a similar conversation. So I'm like, I feel like we're in each other's
But that's a good thing. That
space,
means
which is good.
really-
it's not bad at all. I just
Shout out
wanted
to
to
Shannon
talk about
Sharp.
it.
That's
Yeah.
why, like,
That's
I think I like TikTok because the algorithm pushes that stuff.
Mhm.
It's like you don't have to.
Powerful.
It's not about your followers.
Yeah.
Like if you have good stuff, it's gonna go viral.
Yeah,
It doesn't
yeah.
matter who's following
matter
you
who
or
you
who
are.
you share. You know.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it does matter who you follow because fun fact about TikTok, when you first started TikTok, make sure you follow people who are in the same niche as you because what happens is the algorithm will see that you like this specific type of content.
Yeah.
And if you post the similar content, it makes you go viral. That's what I had. I remember I was following skit people, and then my first skit went mega viral, right? And I was like, holy shit, okay, so this makes sense. My homie came back and he told me, he's like, yeah, because you followed all the people who are in the same niche as you. When you do that, it pushes you. That's what's dope about it.
Yeah, I just thought that was interesting because I was like, damn, Christine, the timing is always right on
I
top of
know,
each
I
other,
know.
which is it's good because we continue the conversation.
Look, Tarek's like,
He's like, what do you think, Tyrek?
I got a
It's a
dog, so I
reach.
got my TikTok is dog, so I'm
Okay.
gonna follow some dog accounts. No,
Well,
it's a good thing.
The
'Cause I
conversation is
watch
continuing, so it's
I
good.
watch
But it's
his
just interesting to
podcast
see,
always. So yeah,
like the parallels.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm like, hey, I love it.
I mean,
Because
that's what you gotta do. You gotta look for the biggest people and copy
Yeah.
them and go.
No, if his video does numbers,
Yeah.
eventually people are going to see ours because we're in the
Yeah.
same
If
topic.
we're in the same sphere.
You know, at that point when we're talking about the certain topics, I'm like,
That's
hey,
true.
let's go.
I had a old coworker reach out. They're like, "Is this you?" And then they sent me that TikTok video. I was like, "What the fuck?"
Oh yeah,
Sorry.
just know.
I thought this was my hobby on the side that nobody else knows about.
oh.
And then like
Yeah,
my
this-
coworkers are like,
The
oh,
good
You know?
thing is you don't say crazy stuff.
Yeah.
So you're good.
oh, this
But
changes.
we
Nah.
actually are
but we
very
talk about
insightful.
sensitive.
yeah.
I'd
No,
be
but I
scared
never,
sometimes.
I never just thought it
You
would.
scared?
I be scared because like sometimes
it
people
would
will be like,
Are you
hey,
underestimating our reach? No,
hey, you the African nigga on TikTok, right?
I'm just
Pause.
Sorry about that.
No, is that okay? Well, is that why you started a TikTok all of a sudden?
No. I've always had my TikTok.
Oh, you
to
did?
watch like TikTok.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I've never posted anything on it.
Right,
Like,
right.
You know, I'm just
Yeah.
I created a profile so I can watch TikToks. But
Here's the
Did
thing,
you
Willie,
see?
You should do it. You should probably start doing it. And like,
yeah,
just do,
because
like,
you're on
it's
this
not-
platform.
no.
It doesn't hurt to
Did,
like.
did you see like your video and like the commentary and how?
yeah, I
That is a-
definitely
that-
read
that
the
is a
comments.
good- Yeah.
Just to give reference, the video had like I think it was like almost 500,000 views
Mhm.
now on that video that
Mhm.
you're talking about the African American experience and the African experience.
She lowered.
And
She lowered
I
her
was
voice
like,
after saying half a
Willie,
million. She
they-
said,
the people love
half
you.
a million.
Willie, think
Yeah.
about that for a second, bro.
Like the thing is, like, you guys knew what to post and what. Like, you guys are the geniuses in all this. Like, you.
No,
We
I mean,
talk-
Half a million is a
there's
long reach.
there's-
though.
we
That's
have a lot of
people.
conversations about. I don't know. Like, how do you guys pick what goes on online or not?
I just think of myself as someone like what would get my attention because people have like short attention spans and me as well. I'm realizing now like I can't even watch like a full video without going to the comments or doing like
Yeah,
other
I
stuff.
got
Even a 2-minute video is too long for me sometimes. It has to be something that people can debate.
Or just a
Yeah.
strong point.
I had a point that that Piccolo from Dragon Ball Z is a South Sudanese nigga.
Nobody watches.
That man is 7 foot.
Oh,
we didn't even
I
tell
don't
it.
know about
R.I.P.
that,
of
man.
Carrot
Rest in
Cherry.
peace. Yeah.
R.I.P. to the king.
The
You know what I'm saying?
the guy.
I mean, we got Vegeta over here, so like, what we tripping on?
Hey, man.
If you know, you know.
All right, we got to get into the topic.
Yeah, let's.
Oh, we putting jokes.
Yeah, we here playing all the time.
I'm getting y'all back.
That was one hell of an icebreaker.
Wait, no. But we
Start
can
it
talk
off.
about real beef. Shout out to Kendrick for setting it off in hip hop because we've been needing this.
Yeah, it's
Hip-hop
been a little
video.
dry. It's been a little bit
I've
dry.
been loving this, man. Come on, what are we talking about here? Okay, so
Didn't he do that with the Big Sean feature?
but
Yeah.
but Big Sean
He
not
loves
Big Sean-
problems.
always because he knows he's the best. Like,
Yes.
come
It's
on,
not. I don't
Yeah.
think it's a problem. I think it's competition. He's
Yeah.
pushing
Mm-hmm.
hip hop because hip hop is right now for some reason there's no competition. Everybody want to
dry.
be buddies and stuff. It's like nah. It's supposed to be competition. You're supposed to be going. Not saying F that other guy. Like no, don't go Tupac. Hit him up. But you want to say is like I'm better than that person. Because when I go to the basketball court, I don't want to go there and be friends with no buddies. I'm trying to go there to kill
Dominate.
somebody.
the irony you sound like just
Figuratively,
like
not
you sound like the
literally.
'90s
The
basketball
light-
players.
the light-
Because I'm a child of the '90s. You know what I mean?
You think Kendrick got bored and was like? I feel like I
Yeah.
honestly feel like he don't got no beef. Maybe with Drake, but I don't think he has beef with J. Cole.
I don't think he got.
He-
beef.
I really don't think.
No, I
behind
do think he.
closed doors.
I don't think he don't.
I don't think
he
they
doesn't
like each other though.
I think
Really?
he doesn't like
Yeah.
Drake.
It's all entertainment.
Okay, J. Cole. You don't think he likes J. Cole?
No, he likes Drake.
No, he likes J.
But
Cole.
first
Okay,
off, who's
okay.
not gonna like J. Cole? J. Cole
Exactly.
is like
I'm sure he sent it to J. Cole before like it came out.
Right, like I'm about to.
I think the problem with
Yeah,
Drake
bro,
is
yeah, like-
I
Yeah.
mess with
Yeah.
Drake, but I feel like he comes off fakish. Like he's your friend when you're up.
He's an actor.
When you're up, and he jumps to
I mean,
every
no hate, but he-
culture.
I can't read
He's an
Drake.
actor.
He jumps.
I don't know
Because
how
he's
to
an
read him
actor.
because he's
Like,
always
Yeah.
doing something
He's
else.
been acting his whole life. Like he has different characters. And he
Mhm.
has the rapper character. He has the R&B character. He
yeah.
has the get along with everybody character. Like he's good at what he does.
Everything.
No hate on him. Like
I mess
I have
with
no
Drake.
problem. He's
since-
very
I don't
talented.
know.
Like
Like the
Drake.
music speaks
Yeah.
for itself.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
we can say whatever
Like, he
we
makes good
want,
music.
but
I'm
the
not saying he
stats,
doesn't.
the music, longevity in his career, his ability to stay consistent and stay
Mhm.
relevant. That's still there's a reason why he's.
You know why I like Drake? I feel like he made being vulnerable kind of like cool.
first off.
Because he
Being
will put his
vulnerable is
feelings.
never
No,
cool.
Stop
he
that.
will put
Let's
his
stop that.
feelings
Andre
in his
3000
music.
started that shit.
Okay,
I'm not-
let's
but
not play with it.
We
like
love Andre 3000, but Drake made it like mainstream to be able to
took
talk
it too
about.
far.
And Kanye started it first.
Okay.
But the thing with Drake
Andre
is he
3000
made
the
it too
Kanye.
fake. It's like you the top guy. You crying about a girl from high school. Like no.
Wait, time
Drake's
know that's
power.
like-
Drake is right because most of these niggas be crying about their old high school
love
days.
that. I love
Bruh.
that.
But
He was an
You love
actor
that?
while in high school. He had money. His parents had money already. So he
Wait,
never.
No, he
no,
didn't. His mom didn't really have
his
money
mom
like
ain't
He was
that.
like middle class.
Yeah.
Loved
They're beefing
Degrassi.
about
That was one of
women?
my favorite shows.
No, they
Which
definitely
is
not.
why I love Drake.
Let me
The
tell you
funny thing
something, let me
about-
tell you something. Degrassi is horrible.
little
I've seen
biased.
the episode and it was
Degrassi's
one of
not-
the
But okay,
worst.
so let's talk about the beef though, like the song.
Wait, but
Go ahead.
before we talk about beef, there's an interesting thing that y'all both said that as women, because recently he's been getting backlash for All the Dogs, where he was basically just like, man, fuck all you bitches. And what did y'all think of that album? And did y'all think it was up to par to any of his last album? Because I'm gonna say
Shout out to
There
Future.
Which one? The one, the
Definitely
one with
some
the
bangers
SpongeBob,
on that
the one with the
album.
SpongeBob music.
No.
No,
Which
no,
one?
Not that
Okay.
All right now, Sarah. I'm gonna need you to calm down a little bit.
But that's a good point. Nobody can actually
I
say
mean-
a Drake album that they love because he's oversaturated.
What?
Wait, time.
You can't say a
Take
Drake
Care is a
album.
classic. Take Care is a classic.
Nah.
People talk so much shit about Take
He
Care, but
makes
that was
too
one of
much
my.
music.
What do you
No.
mean? First off, I love the fact that he does make the most music. That's my favorite thing about Drake. Is like he's like, nigga, I'm not scared to put out music, and even if it fails, like,
Nah,
ain't none of y'all can
you-
try like me. Ain't nobody gonna sell like me.
He's
Because like,
No, when
his-
J. Cole drops, you know
That's
J. Cole
consistent.
drops.
Yeah, he's
Consistency.
consistent.
the dance album that he tried to say was a dance album, I was like, this shit.
But and he's
But-
talented because he can take any lane, and I think that's what he's trying to like showcase. Like, you can't keep me in any box, which I kind of respect that. There's gonna be critics, but he's always consistently
Yes,
been.
and he crosses over. That's
Yeah.
the difference between him and some of the other rappers, that he can get, like, his audience is not just typical hip hop heads. Like, even white people like Drake. Like, everybody likes Drake. So he creates music to where
and
He's
you
half
want
white,
and you
so-
want to hate him so bad, but the
we,
music.
we love Drake. Like,
I love
you
Drake.
see DJ
No.
Academics like talking about
I
Drake
love
like with such
But
passion.
I feel like people
because you
try
can't
to
help
critique
but
him.
respect.
Yeah.
Like,
he's
you know,
super
no, I'm not
talented.
saying y'all, but like
the-
just in general, people try to like make it seem like Drake is not this and Drake is not that, but like.
And that's because he's the top dog. Like, of course,
Yeah.
when you're at the
Wait,
top, people
time
gonna
out.
always
Let's
go
hold
for
on.
you. As far as
Let's
the
not take it
industry
that
right
far.
now, as far as most
How
successful,
he just
Let's not
he got
take it that
washed
far.
by Cole in his last two songs with Cole. Like, let's
Yeah.
but
be
I'm
honest
talking
with
about
ourselves.
we're in the industry right now. Which rapper
Cole
is
Washington.
bigger than Drake? Like,
First off, just because you're big,
Which rapper is bigger than Drake?
Kendrick.
no,
J. Cole,
no.
Kendrick.
I think that's a different conversation. Yeah.
The numbers prove that Drake is the biggest rapper in the game.
Those are
Numbers are
numbers
not
though.
everything.
No,
But
numbers are not
That
everything.
tells you who's the
It's
biggest.
really
Like that's see, I don't like that.
So
conversation.
that's like you
Well,
saying
artists,
Eminem
let's
is
say
the
artists.
best hip hop.
artistry.
Artists.
That's why you
Yeah.
Kendrick dissed him.
Yeah,
So
but
are you
quote
saying
unquote,
Eminem?
so if we're talking about rapper,
So you saying Eminem is the greatest
that's a
rapper of all
different
time?
category.
Hell no.
No.
But the
But
numbers say
I
different.
think that's the best.
The numbers say
I understand
different.
what Christine's
No,
saying because that's
no.
the best way
But the
to
numbers
like
say
to
different.
scale it because numbers
You can't
don't
go with
lie.
numbers.
Numbers don't lie. Like everybody
Numbers
has an
do
opinion.
lie.
No, but there's some
Numbers don't tell the whole
like,
story.
Your opinions are
Exactly.
subjective. We could say, oh no, he's not the best. This is the best. This is the most.
That's like
lyrical.
saying Taylor
But
Swift is better than
At the end of the
Beyonce.
day, that's opinions, but the numbers don't lie.
Numbers.
If you're consistently at the top all the
so
time,
let me ask you this: when Macklemore won the Grammy over Kendrick Lamar, do you think Macklemore was better than
no,
Kendrick?
absolutely
Absolutely.
not.
The numbers say
Absolutely
different
not.
because Macklemore sold twice as Kendrick that year.
But
Okay,
we
you're
know.
right. You're
But we
right.
know.
So
That's
wait,
the
wait,
part-
wait,
that's the
time
part
out though.
that's
But Good Kid,
complicated.
Mad City literally has been on the top 100 for the longest.
Macklemore still outsold.
So then they
in hip-hop
manipulated
history.
that.
Macklemore still outsold.
At that time, but
No,
but
till
now,
this-
no,
till
to
now.
this day,
Till now.
no.
Macklemore's-
Somebody look up the numbers.
Look
Hey,
up the numbers.
So who says that? Like, do you feel like J. Cole got, just hit on the sporadicness of Kendrick's bars,
No.
or is it directed straight at J. Cole? Because when he said,
the big
you walk
three.
around with that stick,
Oh.
and then you think you're 3,000 or whatever the bar was. That was directed straight at J. Cole. Do you think J. Cole has to respond?
yes, it's the spirit of hip hop. Like, we want to see a battle. It's to revive the culture. Hip hop's been a little down lately, honestly. And I feel like what he's doing is going to bring like attention back to the industry. These are the best lyricists, right? That people say.
Yeah.
If he's calling out J. Cole and even Drake got to come out and respond because now people are looking at him like, you the best rapper. Like, he's directly, and then the song is hot. It's not like he just dissed you and it was whack. Like, the song is going to chart the same way he did
It's already
me.
number 2 on trend.
So he
trending
has to
music on
respond. It's
YouTube.
just, if you're really that guy, you got to respond.
You
J.
know,
Cole,
you
he
know,
better respond.
you know
He
he's
will.
gonna respond whenever you seen that photo of him leaving the club out of Miami. And then Sean, he was saying he had that photo.
Yeah, of course.
I already know he's like he's thinking he's like,
Christine,
damn
J.
man,
Cole
I
is
gotta
definitely-
respond to him.
Christine encouraging toxicness.
No, it's not
that's
toxic.
not-
We're not saying like, oh, like take it outside of hip hop and go shoot each other. We're saying y'all are rappers, right? Like this is this is what people used to do. You get called
Yeah.
out, you come back out with your record, and in the end, we
I
decide.
don't.
I mean, because that's what hip hop started. with
I love-
DJs
Exactly,
battling
that's the
each other
spirit,
I
in
love
the
like-
Kendrick,
club.
but I don't like it. Like,
Are you
I-
want
no, no, no.
peace?
Like, it's like watching your brothers fight. Like,
Yeah,
people are
it's
saying,
true.
like, I
It's
don't like
true.
it. Like, it makes me uncomfortable.
I do feel like it pushes a competition. Like I feel
Yes.
like the best of Wizkid came after Burna Boy came on the scene.
Mm.
DeVito came on the scene. If you have that competition, it
Because
pushes
where's
you.
Wizkid now? Where did-
No,
where
no,
did
no,
he-
no, no talking about Wizkid now. No,
No,
talking
no
about Wizkid.
respect to Wizkid. I love one of the best
He
concerts
cooking.
I've been
He's
to.
cooking right now.
But right now, it's Burna Boy's run.
It's Burna
we
Boy's
gotta-
run. I give it- I
Boy
give it to
is
Burna
the
Boy.
Afro-
That
One.
Wizkid said on his Instagram, he was like,
I
"My
feel
new
like-
album is not Afrobeat. Stop calling me an Afrobeat artist."
Which
Did
is
y'all see
crazy
that?
to me.
Oh, is
He's
that
trying to
people?
separate
Trying to separate
himself.
from the
Yeah.
competition. That's
No,
what he's doing.
because
That's
no,
what he's
this is the
doing.
reason
Time
why.
out, time out, time out. So
Because in the
this-
Grammys, they have categories. If you're on Afrobeat category, they used to give Afrobeat categories in the back. Even in BET, they used to give it in the background. DeVito, when he won, he wasn't even on camera. So
Yeah.
Burna Boy is not. I don't. Now
So.
he's so much bigger than Afrobeat. Level now.
So I was gonna make a comment. Do you know how crazy history repeats itself? Because right now Afrobeats is getting to that point where it's almost gonna be as big as hip hop, right? And we had this conversation about in the early '90s. It was the exact same shit. They didn't even put Will Smith. Oh, jeez.
See,
Getting old.
you don't want Will Smith. That's what Will Smith say. Wait a minute.
Will Smith won that Grammy, and they had to boycott because they weren't on television. Same thing with Afrobeats are. They're not giving Afrobeats the same respect. You see how parallel this is? And I promise you.
Can I make one comment? Because what you just said, they said that Afro beats is going worldwide and mainstream and competing with hip hop because you can see.
But is it
Cat Williams,
competing with
what are
hip
we
hop or
doing?
is it competing with
Listen,
hip-hop
it's the
music?
truth. The whole world's
I think
talking about it.
that's his
We see
traditional
what's
thing.
going on now. We see the Nickelodeon documentary. Did you see Quiet on Set?
First off, that has nothing to do
Wait, wait,
with
wait.
DeVito.
Connected.
That has
No,
nothing to
no,
do with
no,
wait,
Hollywood
conspiracy theory.
industry. No, it's not conspiracy.
What's
It's
the-
Yeah.
what's the
real.
Listen,
that documentary.
I didn't know you were a
I watched that
conspiracy
shit.
theorist.
Oh my God.
I'm into it now.
I didn't know you were a conspiracy theorist.
How is it a
correlation?
conspiracy when
What
we
is the
clearly
correlation?
That's what I'm saying. It
the
doesn't make it.
correlation is the
I'm with that
industry
conspiracy
when it comes to
theory, man.
music,
Let's
when
go.
it comes to
You have to
Hollywood,
have that
all of
imagery?
No, there's people, the powers that be that
Balenciaga.
control that. Like
Hey.
for you to get to a certain level,
Giving themselves to the
it's
devil.
people that gotta sign off on that. You don't just blow up like that and go to that stratosphere and without having checks and balances
Do you feel
on the
like that's
way
not
up there.
demonization of African culture?
Yeah, what do you
Yeah,
mean
yeah,
by
yeah.
that?
Because here's the thing. It's like it might be traditions that his what's called religious people in this country do.
A burning church, a burning cross, like this is a symbolism, like
Bro, that's been in
for-
hip hop and like in the culture for so long. Just the
Well,
burning of it.
Well, what do you
You're
mean?
burning
How is
symbolism.
that? How is that
Because-
correlated to African culture?
Because it was like the whole thing with it was even with Tim's, right? Tim's was doing that thing where she was underwater and they were like, oh no, she's representing the Oshun or the goddess of whatever.
Yeah, I
the
remember
water.
that
Africans
music
tend to
video.
do this shit where they just see some imagery. Nigga, I just want to put some cool shit on there. So a
it's not
burning
just
church
Africans.
looks cool.
I'm
That's
just
it.
showing how now that Africa is going mainstream, you're starting to see these things more within these big, huge, worldwide African artists.
Sometimes you got to do some stuff. First off, that's just marketing. Because, like, let me tell you something. It gets people riled up. They're like, I will never listen to this demon.
Maybe
Wow.
they're having the same marketing
I feel-
marketing
Yeah,
strategy.
that's marketing.
Maybe.
I feel like-
Yeah,
I
I'm
feel
saying,
like-
that's what I'm saying. The same marketing.
I feel like
There's
this is-
stuff going
because it
on,
is
y'all.
marketing.
Open up your minds,
I feel
y'all.
like, no, I feel
How
like,
many
it's a
artists have
witch.
come and said like, "Yo, I was offered proposition this, and like I chose not to do it, and that's why I'm a nobody now."
Time out,
How
time
many
out.
people have come out? Like, there's games.
It's
You're,
an
you're right
excuse.
about that, but here's the thing.
It's an
That's,
excuse?
It's an excuse
That's
for
the
not
thing.
making it.
Now,
You sound like the
it's
salty
not
artist.
demonization. No,
The ones that
that's
like
what
always
literally
lose.
said.
They're pushing
I
a
didn't make
certain
it because you know I
That was
didn't.
worship.
I don't
See
believe
what's
everything's
going
the
on
devil. I'm not one of those
now.
Look,
people
I
that-
used to
It's
live-
not-
I used to
I'm
live-
not saying it's the devil. It's way deeper than that, y'all. Like it's.
I
I
hear
don't even
you.
want to get
No,
into
I
it
hear
on the
you.
on the
No,
podcast.
I
Yeah,
used-
we can later.
I will say this. I used to live in LA and I drove Uber for a couple of months. And there are some things when you're dropping off some people in those hills, it's like it's not supposed to happen.
What do
When
you
you're
mean?
dropping
Like what did you just
18 years old, 17, there's some
Understand.
eyes wide shut parties.
In the words of Kevin Hart himself, he said, after 11 o'clock, get the fuck on out of there.
That's
With
the
the
deal.
weird
Yeah,
shit.
I'm just
nigga,
saying,
go.
go to LA, you going to come back to Dallas.
There's a
Be in
reason
Dallas.
why all those child stars are all messed
Fucked
up
up.
and crazy now.
Yeah.
Okay, so
That's all
I
I'm
think
gonna
it's
say.
because when you have access to so much money,
Yeah, there's
Like,
also that
it's
part.
like-
yeah.
They're gonna make you,
You
stop.
always
You
wanna,
start
like,
pushing
get-
the boundaries
Yes.
of your,
And they-
Yes, you're
abilities,
like,
of
that's
your
just
power.
what-
Yeah.
That's
That's
another
what I
thing.
think.
They're gonna make
And
you
it's a
pick
game
side.
of power and
Yeah.
blackmail and holding something over your head to get you to be controlled and do what they want to
we
do.
act like Hollywood is the problem, but like, let's be honest
Hollywood
with
is the
ourselves.
problem.
The corporate world is the exact same way.
Yeah, at certain
When people have
levels.
power, they will use that
The
power.
government, it
can't-
goes. It's listen.
Okay.
Let's shift.
But I can actually shift to do that because power.
Well, shift
because power is what causes tribalism now. So we can.
Okay, I know that's right. We made it make sense.
So
Okay, so how do we bring this all back? So when we're talking about Afro beats, we're talking about music, we're talking about Africa,
our
right?
representation.
When we
in
talk
the
about
culture.
how South Sudan is viewed within the African diaspora, a part of our lack of respect is our the fact that we're missing from the music scene. People say like, "Oh, do South Sudan people have music?" Like, I feel like that's another part of us not getting our respect. So I just want to ask the panel, how do you think that South Sudanese people are viewed within the African diaspora? Do you think that we are respected, whether it comes to like us being good at basketball and like the modeling industry? Or do you feel like people, like we're underdogs, we're still being underestimated and we still have a lot to prove?
I feel like we are respected, but we do bring ourselves down ourselves. We don't do good by ourselves. Because most of the stories that you hear from, shout out to everybody from Australia, but most of the stories you hear from Australia, Sudanese people in Australia, it's
wild.
it's wilding out over
crazy,
there.
man.
But not
Stories-
everybody.
Not everybody.
Yeah,
No, I'm
just
not saying
wanna-
everybody. You know,
we actually
stories.
we don't have Omaha over here.
Yeah, stories you hear from Nebraska, it's crazy. But at the same time, it's like most of the model women now are South Sudanese. But I feel like a lot of times it's like those model women when they see you as South Sudanese, they see you as one person. So
Monolith.
me looking, I look kind of Dinka. So when they see me, like, oh, are you South Sudanese or are you Senegal? I don't know what kind of Dinka. I don't know the sex of Dinka. But I was like, no, I'm not. I'm this, and that. But my sister, who's of a lighter complexion, when they talk to her, I'm like, oh, and she said, oh, I'm South Sudanese. She's like, you don't look South Sudanese because there's that look. I mean, I'm not. I don't want to put it out there, but we do fight a lot. That's
Yes, we do, nigga.
you know what I
like-
mean.
The enthusiasm.
That's
You know, something-
and it's a negative connotation.
I'll let you
Now, go
finish.
ahead. It's
Yeah.
a negative connotation because of
I
that.
was gonna say like I saw a while ago. I saw something on Twitter where where they have AI generate an image.
Mhm.
And they had a AI generate an Barbie for every country in the world.
I don't like where
You
this
know
is
what I'm
going.
talking about, right? Yeah, like when it came to the Barbie for South Sudanese, she had a
The AR-15
she had
or
an
whatever.
AR-15 on her.
Yeah, they be
You're
wild.
kidding.
And
Yeah.
shout out to
So
Doug.
like,
You gotta send me that clip
Yeah,
because
you
I'm
gotta-
gonna
you
search
gotta-
it.
Yeah,
I
I'm
wanna
gonna
see
send
that.
it.
Yeah, you can post that picture.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
I didn't
She
even
was
know
beautiful
Barbie
and
had a
everything, but she
AK-47
had
extension.
she had like AR right here. She was so like even AI looks at us that way because of like the image
The
that's
Civil
put
War,
out there
yeah.
of us as South Sudanese is just violence.
Civil War.
That's
The
crazy.
Civil War and like even the AI can pick up on that. We are viewed as violent, and let's be honest,
That is so
like South
sad.
Sudan has the lowest literacy rate in the world, worse than Afghanistan. So
We've also had the longest civil war.
We don't really
in
do we
Africa.
export
But still-
anything? Like, is anybody
Gold.
dependent
I
on
think-
We
I
us?
think-
export a lot of things. We just don't get it back.
Yeah,
we do export.
Not
Our
going
music
back.
doesn't really
Yeah.
cross over right now, and that's another big way to bring.
I think
eyes to the
basketball-
country.
John Frog is the only person that I've seen that's like
You're
crossing over
artists,
with a bigger audience.
What's the
Right.
name?
So-
John Frog?
His name John
John
Frog.
Frog.
Shout out
John
to Single D. Single D is gonna
Yes,
cross
I
over
love
soon
Single
too,
D.
Yeah.
because he
Shout
sings
out-
in Arabic. So I feel like he's gonna be able to cross like outside of South Sudan as well.
Shout out to my baby sister, Blue Now.
Shout out to Nile.
Now.
She'll be crossing over.
Listen,
soon.
been on
Shout out
R&B.
No, we got to give a shout out to the OGs, Dynamic, Yaban
Yeah,
Jerosi.
shout out to Dynamic.
Give a
for
shout
sure.
out to them because
Shout out to Dynamic.
Shout out to
Shout out
Yaban
to Dynamic. He's been doing
Dynamic
his thing
is
a
coming
long,
in
long
Dallas.
time.
I
Yeah.
forgot when. I think Dallas. I think
Like
April or
Dynamic
May.
has built an audience in
Yeah,
Kenya.
Dynamic and Yaban Jerosi
And
been on it.
you
Yeah,
from
yeah,
Kenya.
yeah.
You know,
Yes.
genuinely, I think what will happen is what needs to happen for us to take our image out. Because think about this: AI only does stuff that is like prevalent.
That's
in
already
the eye
there.
of the culture. So
Yeah.
it's like all these articles that you'll ever see is like beautiful Sudanese models taking over the modeling industry, Sudanese genocide. That's it. Nobody knows anything else of that, and then maybe
That's
That's our
basketball.
job.
Yeah.
That's
That's
what
our
we're trying
thing.
to do right now.
Change it.
Yeah.
Exactly my
Change the
point. That's
But
why-
then even now, there was an article about how these models were being
Exploited.
exploited.
Mhm.
Where yes, you'll see them on Instagram. They got all these followers, and you thinking they're getting all the money, but then their agencies are the
Well,
one
the
that's
pay
taking
gap.
90%.
I know. I'm not
everything.
gonna call out the
90% is
names, but
crazy.
like, let me put it like this: I would say that I know a couple of models who literally have had millions of dollars taken away from their pockets,
Yeah.
and they would never have known if if it wasn't for the fact that they left their agencies. And I'll always say this when I've had conversations about what happens in these agencies. These motherfuckers are the worst, and that's why I think the top models are the ones that need to start their own.
My cousin Jane, shout out to Jane. She was in Utah, and like her agency was taking advantage of her. So she decided she's gonna move to New York.
Right.
But like she had to go by herself, even though she was very young, right out of high school and everything, because the industry really, really takes advantage of young women.
They do.
Because they're very young and they're very vulnerable,
vulnerable,
at that time, of their life.
I want
Need to
to
take
shout
it.
out
Yeah.
the principal thing in Yamuch. She's a South Sudanese model. She started her own agency called The Principal Thing, and she advocates for South Sudanese models and women of color to make sure that they're not exploited, like that they can read their contract, be able to like understand their contracts and interpret it, and just be able to like maneuver the industry because it is very possible to get taken advantage of. So I want to shout out Yamuch. We actually interviewed
we
her.
love her. She's like a very amazing, sweet person, and definitely
We interviewed
she
her.
talked to us about like the pay gap and like advocating for yourself in the industry. So she also said that whenever you see people doing these big campaigns or like living a certain life on social media, you don't really know what goes on in the industry behind the scenes. So just be mindful of that. We definitely want to bring more attention
And how long
to-
it takes to get paid. Like
Right.
you can do a booking or like a photo shoot or whatever, a runway,
Right.
but it
3
takes-
months later.
Yeah, you don't get paid until
Yeah.
like 3 months later.
Yeah.
Basically independent contractor.
And I think,
Yeah.
and I think you was talking about that, like you was advocating for the youth as far as being financial literate and
Yeah.
and learning everything that's going on.
Yeah,
in these
because
countries.
that's the thing. Like I see a lot of people, they don't really speak about finances, even in school. You can tell when you go to school, man. They try to distract you with all this LGBT. I don't know. I don't know how you pronounce it, man. But you can understand what I'm saying. But that's a whole different topic, man. But I can see they don't really teach people about stuff that you really need once you leave school. It makes me mad because it's like, man, you push them so hard just to learn about all this history that they don't need to learn about now. But then once they leave school and they're struggling financially, you don't care. You're not pushing them the same way you were in school, telling them to learn about this history, which I dislike with the passion. You know?
Financial
And
literacy
here
is
I
huge.
come again, being a conspiracy theorist, but it's all by design for
Yeah.
us to not purposely not be taught about finances, because then we come out of college or whatever, high
In
school.
debt.
Yeah.
And we're in
mean,
debt. We get
Yeah.
credit cards. We get
Yeah.
student
The
loans. We don't
prisons-
understand how money works.
Which is
the
exactly
prison
why.
and the
There's a
military
certain-
industrial complex benefit.
There's certain people that
That's
have
from
wealth
school.
in this country,
Yeah.
and they are able to control Congress. They're able to, control, all the way down to like the city council and everything. And they don't want you. They don't want people. They want their kids to have their wealth. They don't want your kids coming in and causing competing with their kids.
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
I think and
So
that's-
like
Which is
so
why, yeah.
so financial literacy does not
Benefit them.
does not benefit them because it means competition for their own kids, because they'll teach their kids financial literacy.
Exactly. Behind
but
closed doors.
but financial literacy don't benefit our economic model. Capitalism is built on debt.
I was
It's
gonna
built
say
on
that.
you living beyond your mean.
That's
Yeah.
what motivates you to have
you
a
have
job,
to go
to
above.
be trapped.
Our model is a Keynesian model, is where we want to borrow money. The
Can you
Austrian
break
model.
down Keynesian model? Because you've said that in the last couple episodes, and I really just want to define that, not only for the audience, but for myself as well.
Gonna be hard-
Because I be like, this nigga speaking Keynesian.
I want to hear this.
No. So there's
Listen.
Y'all done put Tarek on the
Yeah,
spot.
No,
because I gotta come off the
educate
top
me,
of
my
my
brother, because I do not know what Keynesian means.
Yeah, so there's
We have to
there's
paraphrase it.
there's so I'm gonna
complicated
paraphrase
model.
it.
A
So I
complicated model.
might have to put a note. in the
Yeah, send me
comment
the note.
to
That's
make
okay.
sure. But the Keynesian model. So there's the two top economic models is Keynesian and Austrian. Keynesian is more about government spending and putting money into the economy. And for the government to put money into the economy, they have to actually print the money. And this is the reason why most of our money is fiat and not tied to gold or any commodity.
Yeah,
It's just
which is
basically
where
the
we
government
messed
is just
up at.
printing
True.
the money, and then we have the military to back it. The Austrian model is usually what Austria and a lot of the European unions uses, where it's more towards savings. Like even in this is there's a popular TikTok of I don't know if it's a Kenyan Ugandan person. It's like, you Americans, you call us broke, but I own my home. I pay for my home cash. I pay for my
Several
phone
points
cash.
are
Yeah.
being
I
made.
pay for my
Yeah.
car cash. So the idea here in America is that we
It's
don't pay
debt. We're a
cash, we
debt
pay
society.
credit. So we can say we have all this money and we
Even our
making all this
phones.
money. Everything,
Even
is,
the
yeah.
iPhone.
Everything is based on
And this
that.
is why,
Yeah.
and this is why, like, even when I go out of the country and I show my, and it's like, oh, you got an iPhone 16. How much did you pay for it? I was like, well, I paid $20 a month for it. I don't.
Right.
I didn't have that cash at that point when I bought it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what a Keynesian model is. It's more government spending to make the economy generate. It kind of makes it growth. And what it does is, like, every time there's a dip as far as inflation, it pushes the government to spend even more. And in our end, the way we spend is on military.
When
That's kind of
when there's
that's kind of
inflation,
our
the government
Yeah,
has
we
to
have
take
to
money,
spend.
try to take money out of the
Yeah.
economy. When there's a
Inflation.
recession, the government
So
will
they'll
try.
just raise the interest.
So it's not really
rates.
like
So-
they'll lower the interest rate so
Yeah.
so
just
people
printing
can borrow
money.
easily and
Yeah.
spend more.
So this is
to get the
why-
economy going
yeah.
again.
So this is why
So,
I
yeah.
always say, like, the 2020s was the year of the scams, because the interest rate was
Oh.
like a 1%, 2%. So people was taking out loans
Yeah,
like
so-
crazy.
But that's a good
so
point,
like
though.
like
Yeah.
the government was the government was spending money because there was a recession during COVID. The government needed money to be out there so it can be spent to get everything going, because otherwise there will be a recession and everything will shut down.
Mhm.
You know, and then now, like, the government is raising interest rates. That's why
Because of
everything is so
inflation, so you
expensive.
gotta
Right.
Because
shut-
of
Which is-
the
which is why-
inflation. So everything can calm down because everything is getting expensive because there's
Yeah.
too
So
much
it's-
money out
Which
there.
is exactly
Yeah.
why
They're
I have
not
a passion
solving
for
the
this.
issue. They're just putting a band-aid.
Yeah,
on
yeah,
their
that's
body.
all
it
They
is.
need
You just
to
put
make
a band-aid.
more
Yeah,
money.
so it's pretty much
Yeah.
the hand of the
And
government
that's
getting
why we
involved.
messed up when we got off that gold standard, because
Yeah.
that's when we lost all of our wealth as a country.
Yeah.
Now we're in
Yeah.
debt.
I will say not really, because like this country is built up by the military. That's really what it was. And then, like, at the end of the day,
Well, it
America's
happened.
proud.
It kind of coincided together, because the gold standard when we dropped off of it was the end of World War II, when we became a
The world.
hyperpower.
Mhm.
We used to be a superpower with, like, Russia versus America, but then Russia fell off. We became the top dog. Now,
To solve the problem for South Sudanese, I genuinely think the way to solve it is through what you're doing and what we're doing. I think when we start to show media out there more, because that's what Nigeria figured out before most African countries. Once you start doing that, now people get to see the difference. Like even the idea of a Yoruba demon or something like that, it literally is differentiate people from different tribes to the point where people now see recognizable features and ideas of this country. Now, is it great enough, or do people really recognize it? No, but it will get better.
It is a big leap from
They
where
got
we
a
were
show
a
called
few
Abby
years
but it's
ago.
a great point, because
On
a few years ago
and it's
being
even
African,
surpassed dance hall.
Yeah.
So, and dance hall has been around for a long time.
Long time.
So that just shows you the power. Music it transfers all over the world. It doesn't matter whether people understand it or not. And where Afrobeat has been able to go within the last few years has been very instrumental to the visibility of African people worldwide, whether it be media or just being respected at these award shows and everything.
For
So
me,
like-
is the K-pop, like, is the K-pop to Asia, Afrobeat is to Africa. That's what it is.
I feel like
But
for a
that
coun-
makes
think
people
for a country-
interested in Africa.
for a
It
country
makes
like-
them want to visit Africa. Daddy December, all the tourism. It
But is there
generates a
no?
lot.
But is there not a distinction between there's Afrobeat
like-
in Nigeria, there's Azonto in Ghana, there's
Amapiano.
Amapiano in
No,
South
in
Africa.
South Africa. It's related to economic
related,
power.
yeah.
These countries are economically powerful. Like they've advanced their economies enough to the point where they are getting respected. When it comes to GDP,
Yeah,
it's Nigeria.
Because people don't
But-
realize how big Nigeria is.
Yeah, in South Sudan, for us to
huge
get
country.
respected, it comes with us fixing our shit at home.
Yeah.
Like
And you could
it's
you
hard
could
for us
elaborate.
to it's hard for us to ask for respect when our people live in huts.
It's a model that they.
Ain't nothing wrong with a hut.
I wouldn't say there's anything wrong with the hut, but I can see what you're trying to say. With huts, I feel like they need to develop something brand new. Like try to
Modernize the hut.
modernize the hut.
But
like,
yeah, take it
No,
literally.
we're
Yeah,
people in the
Yeah.
Stone
Yeah,
Age. We don't even have electricity, let alone Wi-Fi.
Really?
We don't have clean water.
Really,
You know, so like our talent doesn't have the ability to come out.
really.
There's children out there
That's ready.
that they have the talent, they have the what it takes to bring to the world, but they live in a hut. They're not getting education. They don't get to
They
good
don't have
school.
access.
They're not,
Yeah,
they're not
develop-
getting access
develop-
to the
all
World
these
Wide
things,
Web. They're
you
not
know?
getting access
Exactly.
to the AI. They're not
You know,
getting
yeah,
access
yeah.
to coding.
It's like
You know-
we can't
it's-
compete. We're so far
And
back
True.
that we need to fix our shit before we can even compete.
the way y'all reacted when he said hut is that our mindset is so backward. It's like we
We're-
think everything is
No,
a negative.
we're-
We wanna
reason why I
stay-
had an
we're-
issue
we're
with
prideful.
hut,
We're
I think
prideful.
no, I think it's because we try to like sometimes like there's nothing wrong with the hut, but sometimes Western culture makes it seem like
There is something wrong with
That's
that.
like
African is
saying
like
There is something wrong with
civilized.
that. Would you rather live in
America.
a nice house or in a hut?
I'm gonna give
Depending on where we're at. If we're in England, they ain't got no
Alright,
AC.
we talking
Nigga.
about-
I'd rather be cool.
in America,
That's
a
not-
hut version will be a cabin. So in Texas, when you want to
No,
live
it'd be
in
a
a
cave.
cabin, it's a cabin. They don't
It'd be a
caves in
cave.
Texas. you want to live in a cabin in this 120-degree weather, or you want to live in your comfortable house?
Actually, a
with
cabin
AC?
sounds nice.
Hey, so like every episode, we always end with the same conversation. We're always like, Sudan, we need to get better. That's it.
No,
All we
so
always
Sudan,
say is-
we
there's
do,
a
we do,
model.
we do.
Just be like Rwanda.
We do. We
Rwanda,
can ask for respect.
Hell no, not like Rwanda.
Go ahead and make
man.
your Rwanda point.
Their literacy rate has increased
right up there.
of the Civil War.
Ooh.
Their GDP has increased after the Civil War. Their technology, their internet access, everything have increased. Now you can say, "Oh, are they a puppet of the West?" But if you're a puppet, when at some point you're going to cut them strings off once you learn enough knowledge, and that's what Rwanda is doing. So I feel like South
Have they
Sudan,
started doing it? Let
They
me
are-
a policy.
they are
What are
getting to a
policies
point.
where they're cutting them off? Because like what I saw even recently, like Rwanda and
so when
Nigeria.
you say when you say a puppet of the West, what is
Meaning,
the
like
definition
with
of a
most
puppet of the
world
West?
issues or anything else, they're gonna align themselves with the West. There's no conversation when it comes to that. Nigeria,
That's everybody.
obviously.
Yeah, you have no choice.
South Africa, obviously.
Who else are you gonna align with?
All the countries that you're mentioning that are at the top of Africa. There's a reason why
But
they align
Rwanda-
themselves with the
Yes,
West.
I'm not
All
gonna
right,
get
y'all.
into
So
that.
let's let's
Yeah.
round it out. So Emmanuel says all we do is talk about how we need solutions.
Wait,
and stuff.
no, don't put that in my
So
mouth.
You did say that though.
I mean, stand on it.
I believe it all changed with the way thinking, which is whenever he was talking
Mindset,
about,
yeah.
when he was talking about earlier with the way how South Sudan is structured currently and it needs to change with the people. I was about to bring up a point earlier, like I'm going to Sudan in June, and my cousins, they know I'm coming, and the first thing my cousins tell me to bring is a MacBook. A brand new MacBook. Like, this is my first time being in Sudan, and that's the
No,
first
they
they
thing.
asking
They,
for the
laptop.
big
They
stuff.
want
yeah, a laptop. They want a MacBook.
Not a
And they
2020
don't know.
version.
That's the-
Refurbished.
the highest
They
of the
say
highest.
2020.
My
See,
uncle-
when I see
yeah,
stuff
my
like
uncle
that,
coughed
it
that
just like
Yeah.
it makes me back away, because it's like, why are you thinking like this? Like, why are you doing this? Like, what is wrong?
Capitalism
Like,
is branding.
like-
People are entitled. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
It's not even that. I think it's just
That's a
capital.
topic. We
entitled.
I think it's capitalism, because ask any other African country.
Uh-huh.
Ask any other African country. When they go back home, what are they asking? Nigga, you gotta bring that motherfucking barrel. And you better have some J's in that
Yeah.
bitch, or else
It
you're
is
not my cousin.
capitalism.
Like, there's stuff like that that tells you like the
But the
marketing
thing
has
is,
gotten to
though-
them before them even getting electricity. How are you marketed towards something else before you even built your country yet?
No, I was gonna give a true story because what you just said, like a lot of countries do that, but a lot of those countries also have a mindset. There's this Nigerian guy, he was talking on a TED Talk, and he said when he went to Nigeria, one of his cousins asked him, "Hey, I need a MacBook." So he said, "Okay, you know what? I'm gonna give you a MacBook." So he brought the MacBook and gave it to him. No, it was a PS4. Brought him a PS4.
Yeah.
He went back to UK, came back 4 years later, and when he went there, his house was literally like an internet cafe. And his cousin was like, "What I do is I charge people $5 to play my PS4, and this is how much money I made, and to pay you back." So there is a mindset, but like he said, it's like sometimes it's like we are entitled to just want, but we never want to give back. It's like if you want me to give you something, you have to offer me something back in return. Like, what are you offering me
And
back?
do you think our people have a business mindset?
We don't.
'Cause
They
some
don't.
people
We don't
say
have an
not.
entrepreneurship mindset.
Entrepreneurship.
I don't
If
know.
they
I don't know.
did-
I don't know what it is about our culture that doesn't have it, but we obviously don't.
We're-
I've seen
Yeah.
like you were saying with
Exactly.
Somalians have it, Kenyans have it. We don't have it. Nigerians
can
have
get
it.
I think we don't have enough examples of it, and
That's
like there's
true.
not like enough models to like for us to like emulate.
So
I
for
don't
as
think it's like we don't have
as much
it.
as we love hurting and doing what we do, why the fuck are we not the biggest beef importer?
Yeah, we
exporters
don't
in
export. That's why I
Sudan?
asked earlier, what do we
In the world.
export?
All these cows, right?
But that's because
Because they don't want to
they're
kill
so-
those cows.
They look at cows so
So
sacred.
you know what I find ironic about this whole thing about us like being herders and not putting out beef export? What is a Texas cow? It's a longhorn. What is a longhorn? It's a half Spanish, half South Sudanese bull. Like the irony that something that we exported was able to give this country so much benefits and was even able to help
And
out
there-
with
and
cattle.
Wait, are you telling me?
The Longhorn is half, half.
And I didn't know that. As a
They're bringing
Texan, I am
cows.
proud.
It's the half South Sudanese bull mixed with the Spanish bull.
Yeah.
That's
Oh my
amazing.
God.
That's why it
That's
has
a
the
fun
long horns.
fact.
That's why
Yeah.
I tell niggas this fact all the time when I'm drunk. I'm like, you know,
Oh, I'm
the
not gonna
Texas
give me some
Longhorns.
cowboy gear, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't play with me.
You know.
This ain't Ted.
Why
you think I wear the boots?
East
That's,
Africa too.
that's practically why I'm like real passionate about like business and finance, because I know how far it can take. And with me, I don't want to just be no average person with business. I'm trying to be a powerhouse, and I want to be a powerhouse with my people. I don't want to just do it by myself. I want to be with people. You know, I want to put money in your pockets. But even I know at the end of the day, I know not everybody gonna make it just because of the way people think. I don't have this idealistic view on the world. I have a realistic perspective. I know some people aren't gonna make it.
We just have to make sure enough of us make it so that we put a stamp.
I think the literacy rate has something to do with it, because like we're the lowest in
that's
the world.
true, yeah.
Like our people are not very educated,
They're not.
so I'll give them that.
especially
Like-
towards our young girls. That's like the worst part.
They need to learn how to. They need to learn how to read and write, then think for themselves,
Yeah,
and then they
so-
can think bigger. Instead of just asking for money to spend, they'll think, "Let me get this money to do something."
That's
But
true.
but I'll make another point that we're talking about with the cows. People look at cows as their
Commodities,
as their
currency.
investment, as their savings.
Mhm.
Like that's how they store their wealth. That's how they grow their wealth through cows. You know, because
Using it for
they don't,
marriage as
they don't
well.
they don't get the
Dowry.
money to put it, because they could sell off the cows, put that money in a bank, and it'll be safe. You know, without having to shoot anybody. But
And
like and invested in an actual investment account. You know.
Yeah.
But we're so stone aged.
We'll
I don't want to come off as like shitting on our country.
Nigga, just
I
That's
do.
how
Dude,
we're
rip the
gonna
Band-Aid out.
bring
Rip the
change.
Band-Aid out.
Sometimes you're gonna have to say. Sometimes
like,
you gotta say.
the thing with our country
The
is
truth ain't shitting.
the thing the thing with our country is, you know how they say when the only tool you have is a hammer, everything is
a nail.
and everything is a nail. When you have the military and soldiers
Everything is
running the country,
conflict.
everything gets solved with violence and
Yeah.
shooting. You know what I mean?
There's no
they're,
philosophy.
They're itching
Yeah.
to shoot
Yeah.
the gun.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
That's our
every problem that we have
And they're also
is solved
not
through
educated.
violence.
Yeah,
And they're not educated on top of
Yeah.
that.
Nobody.
That's
taught us.
ironic
So-
that our first leader, our first military leader, was a man who was educated and was a doctor. That's
And
the
that's why,
irony of
and
this
he's no
situation.
longer here.
And
He's
you know,
no longer here.
Garang wanted to, after peace, he wanted to push it to
decentralize the
civilian rule. Yeah, to
government.
push it to civilian rule.
And then
You know,
the military is all about centralization.
But
and
now
he was
it's just-
and he was very, very smart, and like, and I
Yeah.
think sometimes they want someone that's like,
yeah,
that's
they just want a
desperate, straight
puppet.
from the
Like
book.
There's
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
reason. There's
Yeah.
a reason why whenever we have promising African leaders that
Yeah.
come up, that something mysterious always ends up happening to them.
Yeah.
So I do wish that we could keep it going, but we do have to close out this episode. And this episode is
Yes.
actually leading into our next topic, which is going to be tribalism versus nationalism. So I think we kind of sparked a discussion amongst ourselves here. And the next episode, we'll be able to dive into it a lot deeper.
thank you so much for watching this episode. We kind of went a little bit everywhere, but I think it kind of all made sense.
That's how it
So,
should.
Yeah.
That's like
It's a podcast.
It's a podcast. So let us know how you feel. Leave a comment. Follow us on all of our platforms, Ladies of Sosa. If you're following us on YouTube, we want you to follow us on Instagram and TikTok and join
Please.
those discussions. We want you to streamline everything. So come and join us on all of our social
And
platforms.
I do want to mention that we have a lot of viewers, but many of you guys are not subscribed. So if you can please just take a second to subscribe to the actual channel and give us a like. It really helps us push our content out there to more people who can benefit from the discussion and maybe add to it. So
Yeah.
please be sure to like.
don't get so triggered by a clip. Go watch the full episode.
Shots fired.
Go watch the full episode and
Make that
understand the
easy.
context.
Okay.
You know, like don't be so emotional. Like when you see one clip and you're just like, oh my god. You know, go understand the context. So
Context.
go to YouTube and watch the whole episode.
And if you mad at my boy Willie, come throw hands with me before you throw hands.
Oh
with
my
me.
god!
You gotta come visit.
And I want to give a shout out to the African Collective. They are a platform that we have collaborated with, and they're pretty much an internet hub for all things Pan-African. So if you want to find African or Black-owned businesses, learn about African or Black history, all of that is there. They also have a weekly newsletter where they literally keep us up to date with what's going on in the Black diaspora. So follow the African Collective on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. And then also subscribe to their online magazine. It's called theafricancollective.com. It's $1 a month, and you have access to all of those things. You can find Black-owned businesses wherever state you're in. You can read their weekly newsletters. Like, I mean, I learned stuff about South Sudan on there. We're on there. They write articles on our topics. And so it's just a great hub for all of us who want to like kind of know what's going on in diaspora. So follow the African Collective and follow the ladies of Sosa on all platforms. And thank you so much for watching and tuning into this episode. We appreciate you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right.